guys, it's Michaela, and today I'm telling you the story of Charles and I. So, my voice is like not good today, and you know what? It's okay. Because I'm still going to go live on live.me at his dog weirdo, I think. I'm pretty sure. If not that, his weirdo. Okay. So, or his underscore weirdo. Honestly, you never know. So, Charles and I, we met at a play, a Missoula play, at Lindbergh. So, when I first saw him, I liked him, because I was like, he's tall, I like him. And I, at the time, was very desperate, because I did not have a boyfriend. And I was like, I need a boyfriend. And so, yeah, and his sister told me that she wouldn't tell him that I like him. And then, like, when they were in the car, she told him. So, yeah. That same day. Less than 5 minutes later. But, yeah. And so, then, my first time ever talking to him was me with a water bottle, and I, had someone poke a hole in it with their sewing needle, and I was spraying it into my lunchbox and said to Charles, when he was, walking back from the trash can, I said, "Look, it's peeing." Those were my first words to him. And that was my way of flirting back then. Oh my gosh. After the play, we, started talking a little bit. Not like what you would think, because he's homeschooled, or was. He's, sort of homeschooled now. And so, it's not the same. But anyway, the day after the show, not the day after, right after the show, I told his sister to tell him to remember his password. Because he couldn't remember it. I'm like, well, tell him to remember it. And so, then, he got on right away. And texted me, and, added me as a friend. Because I said, "Hey, you did really good tonight." And he said, "Hey." That's all I got from a lot of people. And, then he had to go because he was going home. And he's like, I'll tell you more, later. I don't have the messages. I deleted all of them. I don't know why, because honestly, I wish I didn't. And this was before he had a phone. And I'm sorry, I like to do stuff because I'm bored. So, yeah. And then, in the summer, we're skipping over what happened at church, because that really doesn't matter. But, in the summer, I had to play with Cap at the Missouri Theater. And, yeah. He and his sister and his dad came and watched me. We did Aladdin. And with Missoula, we did Aladdin too. So, I knew a lot of the parts. And that was my first play with Cap. And not my last. I liked it there. I liked one of the staff members. The other ones, iffy. I liked them some days and the other days not really. But anyway, besides the point, I had a boyfriend at that time that goes to school with me now. And I broke up with him before we started going to school together and stuff. And so, I broke up with him that night that Charles came to see the show. Because I was like, I can't keep doing this. I love someone else. And, like, broke up with him. And I know if you, like, live where I live and stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Then you're gonna wonder who it was. If you go to school with me, then, yeah, you're gonna wonder who it is. Just, like, DM me on Instagram or, like, text me on Snapchat. His.weirdo. You should check it out. Anyway. So, yeah. That's all that really happened that night. Then we were in another Missoula play together. This was my third one, and this was his second one. So, at this point, he still hasn't told me if he liked me or not. And I literally, like, at this point, wrote paragraphs upon paragraphs for him, confessing that I love him. And he's just like, I'm not really into romance and stuff. Like, I don't like romance. And I'm like, okay, but tell me if you like me. And he never told me for, like, a very, very long time. So, like, we did Rapunzel, and I was his wife in this, and just, like, being married to your crush is hard to do, especially when his family's in the front row, because then you're just like, I can't stare at him. It's so hard not to stare at him, because it is so dang hard not to stare at him, because dang. And then his family was right there, and they were all laughing and stuff at everything, and I was just like, I'm not going to remember my lines. But I feel like I remembered my lines better than he did. But no shade, Charles, no shade. Just, like, I practiced. Okay, I had to practice extra hard, though, because yep. But, yeah. And then Fridays where stuff happened. Friday is where the stuff happened. So I was, like, in health class, and, like, some of my friends who are watching this were in that health class with me last year. 7G, you'll know. And we were playing ping pong at the time, because it was the end of the unit, you know? And so, like, I, like, dazed out, and I was standing next to Zaylee, and, like, I was, like, just, like, daydreaming, like, full on. That's the only time that's ever happened to me. And, like, just, like, dazed out. And I started, like, staring at someone by accident. I didn't know I was. And his name's Sean, and, like, if you remember him, I think he might still go to our school. No, he doesn't. I don't think so. I really don't know. I don't keep up with people at all. Unless it's, like, people I'm close with. Okay. So, yeah. And he's like, whoa, Michaela, like you. And I was like, what? And, like, snapped out of my dream. But, yeah. That happened during health. And that daydream, guess who it was about? Charles. Okay. And so, I'm going to break this up and tell you the rest on another video for tomorrow. Bye. I love you.